Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Today, I just wanted to do two things. I wanted to show you this Narutaki Japanese Jnat, this Japanese hone, and I wanted to do a small video on lapping it. So, first off, this stone has been in a while in my Etsy. And I think the reason it hasn't sold yet, I'm almost certain, is that I had never honed on it. If you follow my channel, I usually hone on a stone, and then when it goes for sale, you guys can see it, how it performed, how it lapped, you know, if it accumulates water, if it is absorbing water and all that. So for me to sell a stone without even trying it, I didn't feel right? So I was talking to this dude that was really interested in the stone, and he told me, you know, I wish you at least had a video of you, you know, honing on it. So this is a Narutaki stone, and these are fairly common. This is a common brand in Japan. So this one comes from Kyoto, but this is the people that sell stones. They have more than Narukatis. They have you know, they sell all kinds of stones, so in all kinds of grades. So the reason I wasn't eager to hone on this stone, let's get it out as I talk to you guys. I wasn't eager to hone on this stone was because it had the labels, it had the stamping and everything, and some people like that for, you know, their collection and stuff like that. So I'm gonna lap it. So I'm gonna lap it, see how it works, and then after I lap it, I'm gonna make a video of it, honing with it. But first, I just wanted to do a lapping video on it. So I actually was going to just lap it myself and then make a video later after I hone a couple racers and get an idea, you know, after I tested it. But then I don't think I have a lapping video, so I figured to do a quick how do I use SIC. So SIC, S-I-C, stands for silicone carbide, right? Not carbohydrate, carbide. So SIC is this powdery substance that I have here, and you can buy them on Amazon. They come in all kinds of grit, and right now I have 400 and 600, and I do have a DMT 325, and this is what I use to do the final lapping on it. This is a pretty old plate, and I have seen many stones, including Arkansas stones, but this one I don't think I need the SIC, but I think it will be nice for you guys to see it. How do I use the SIC? So before I lap it, you guys can see the stone still has the label there. I had to remove it. Some chisel markings. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to clean this off before we start lapping. Be right back. Alright, so now we're ready. So first thing, disclaimer, do not drink the SIC. Do not eat it. Do not smell that thing. That's probably pretty dangerous for you. So what do? This right here is granite. So I just went to Lowe's, bought a tile. It's just a tile of granite, and this is what I use. The reason I do not use this as my final lapping is because I think my diamond plate holds true better than this. And the reason is because as you are lapping stones on this, you will see that it starts fading the color where you're doing it with time once the tile dries. So it is actually, you know, doing that motion. Is it noticeable? No. Is it going to make a difference? Probably not. But this is metal. This has been degrading unevenly because I can't go to all the corners. So what do we do? The other reason I like to use a diamond plate as my final is because and this is just me, I think of these particles being on my stone and I don't like it. Even though I wash it and all that. So what I do is I just pour a little bit. There. Get it a little wet. And then you lap. I'm not even gonna do anything right now. I'm not gonna do and then you lap. Try to use as much of the entire tile. I don't go to the edges because then I'll be losing the grit to the sides, but I try to use as much possible so you keep the tile degrading or lapping as well as your stone. Then you go at it. Let's see what we got. Boom. So right now the labels are all gone except here and a little bit there. So we're looking good. You hold it here. If you do this in the sink, make sure you clean this really good. Now your wife's not gonna be very happy with you. Just throw some water in there. You don't want it. You're basically slurring it, right? Same as lapping. It's kind of like reverse lapping. So what I do usually, I pull my SIG out when I have a stubborn stone. This cuts pretty fast, and like I mentioned, my 325 is already tired. So if I'm lapping like an Arkansas or something else, I usually come to the plate here. I have a lot more surface and I can play with it, rotate it. Right. Then after I lap it with this, then I do grit lapping. And I'll explain what grit lapping is in a second. See how we're looking. All right, I'm gonna clean this up and we'll be right back. All right, clean the sink. Make sure you clean it. If not, your spouse is not gonna be very happy with you. And I pull my 325 DMT plate. This could be a 400. Some people take it all the way to 1200. I mentioned before, this one is pre-worn and has served me well. I like it. I like it right there. So one of the benefits of the SIG is that it's extremely fast. You have a large surface to work on, and it just makes it so much easier. The disadvantages are with the plate. I have more control if I want to do like the sides and stuff like that. You probably can do it over there, but if I am rolling the edges and doing the corners of a stone, I have more control with this plate. So as you guys can see, there's a low here, gives a nice character, but everything else is looking really good. So what do we do when we do? Man, this is a nice stone. Has these lines that go through. This might come off Etsy. So it's a full-size stone, 8 inches. about an inch thick. So when we do grit, we'll basically do a grit across. I seen some people literally pulling a ruler and doing this. You don't have to do that. Don't do that. I mean, if you have OCD maybe. But you're basically drawing lines on it. A lot of you guys watching this are going to be like, I know how to lap a stone. But if you don't, and you stumble across this video, here's this video for you. So as I'm lapping, I do something that I had never heard anybody give this advice. Make sure that you start rolling the edges. If you keep, it's kind of like grinding wood. If you go too much sometimes and you have like a crack or something, it will take that chunk, especially if you put in a lot of pressure. So don't put pressure. Let the plate do the work, and I start with the edges. So what I do is I put the plate, I raise a little bit, and I go like so. I don't go like that. I go like so in a straight line. Now I'm doing this side. I feel it. Make sure we're good. I'm gonna do the other side. See that motion? All right, so now we're gonna get rid of that grit. Once all the lines go, then you should be good. Unless you go into, to a higher grit level. Throw some water in there. A lot of people put the stone on the stand and use the DMT stone on top. You can do that too. Works the same way. Go back and forth. I do figure eights, all kinds of different ones. So what do we got? Let's see. So right now we have that in the center it's gone, and in the corners it's not. So that means that these sides are lower, which is weird. Usually you see the opposite way, because as you're honing, you dish it, right? So usually you start taking the lines from the outside. That means the stone, as you guys saw, has never been used on especially on knives, because when you do knives, that's when it gets really bad. So I'm gonna start fast forwarding from now. All right, guys, so what do we got? All the lines are gone. That surface now is like crystal. And you want to do this pretty often to refresh the stone. Even when you buy a brand new stone, I recommend you do it, even if somebody tells you they lapped it. You don't know where they keep it, and it's a stone. Things grow on it. Lime and all that. You just never know. I have so many stones that come in and I start honing on them. I'm like, man, this doesn't feel right. I just do a quick lap and they work phenomenally. So, see it from the side. This is a very nice stone. I'm gonna be running tests on this stone, and I'm gonna determine if my initial assessment was correct. It was sold to me as a finisher. Hopefully it still is. It felt like a finisher. You know, I handle many stones, but you always want to try it, and that's what we're doing. This it's my mistake to even list it without testing it. So what I'm gonna do now is, before we close this video, remember, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Etsy store, check out my other content, and we are gonna raise some slurry. And I don't have a razor here, but I'm gonna raise some slurry to see how long it takes to raise a slurry. Oh, nice. All that effort, and that's the only thing that raised. So I will call that fairly hard. It's going to be a nice stone indeed. But I'm gonna be doing more testing, you know, hone a couple razors, different metals, do some shave test, and then if this stone has not sold yet, then I will definitely do a video of it performing. But that right there, when I lap a stone, I can tell, you have an idea if it dries fast, if the slurry, the consistency, how smooth it is, how hard it is, how dense you click it. Some people like hit them on the side, but all that comes into play. The density is very important. So there you guys have it. Beautiful stone. How I do sick, SIC, and that doesn't mean that is the only way. That's the way I do it. This is a beautiful stone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys later.